Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr. And on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. Today I am using the ColourPop Your Golden eyeshadow palette. I have not used this palette yet. It is new to me, although it is not new. This is the cardboard that it comes in, and on the back of it you do have the names of all the colors that are in the palette itself. So I'm not gonna keep this. I just wanted to show it to you. So this is what the palette actually looks like. And it's substantial. It's pretty heavy because it does have a mirror. Oh, excuse me. I am wrong. It does not have a mirror. Ho, ho, ho. Here we go. It's just heavy. So this is what the palette looks like. You can see it has a ton of neutrals and a few pops of color. And yeah, I think it'll be fun to play with this today. I don't even know what look I'm going to make. No idea. None. I haven't even thought to plan it out. So I know that it will be in a gradient. So the center will be in the lightest and the outer corner will be the darkest. But that's about all I know. Oh, so let's go ahead. I think we're going to be here for a while. Also, don't forget I have a family and they're really loud. Sorry, I thought my nose ring was coming out. So we have to kind of contend with that noise as well. Let's begin with our Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base. And we're going to pop this on. I hope you guys have a snack or something with you because just something tells me I'm going to be sitting here for a hot minute. I might have to actually speed up this video or edit something out because I'm not in any particular rush or hurry, or I'm not on any kind of schedule. Normally when I'm filming, it's during the week and I have to go to work and all that. So I do have to limit the time that I'm spending with you guys. But on weekends, sis, we ain't got nothing else to do. No plans, no brunch, no nothing. We just gonna be out here hanging out. So we're gonna let that primer do what it do. And then we're gonna grab this e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, which I absolutely love. It has had me in a chokehold. This primer right here, I am convinced, is better than the one that comes in the little circle, you know, the little tub. This one's better. I just like the way it sits on my skin better. I like the way that it performs better. I just like it a lot better. It really does remind me of a cross between the little tub of Poreless Putty Primer and the Fenty Pro Filter Matte Primer. It's like if those two got together and had some kind of progeny, this is what it would be. I am loving this primer. And I wasn't going to grab it at first either, but when I started hearing the reviews about it, I realized like, oh, this might be something I really enjoy. So I went ahead and grabbed it from, where did I get it? From the e.l.f. website, I think. Because I don't think it's sold at Ulta. And when I got it, I even let it sit for a minute before I actually opened it and started to use it. But tell you what, after that first application, I was like, okay, I get it. This is nice. And I've been using it ever since. So if you guys have not tried this primer yet, I definitely recommend it. It is awesome. The way that my makeup sits, it is just really beautiful. So since I'm not sure if we're going to have any fallout, let's just dig into the palette first and get that eye look going. And then we're going to finish up the rest of the face. So I'm going to grab a fluffy brush. This one's kind of dense, and I'm going to go in with this. I saw this pink color in here that kind of intrigued me. So we're going to start off by using this color right here, and the name of it is Remote. We're going to use Remote. I'm going to pop that into the crease, and let's see what it looks like. It's definitely a salmon pink. So, and on my skin, it still is coming out like a salmon pink, which is interesting. It's lighter because it's going up against the brown of my skin, but it still is definitely salmony. So I do like it. It's nice. It gives kind of a peachy undertone. Can you see that? So yeah, it's a salmon / peach. And there is some kickback in the pan from where I am dotting in the brush, but it's not anything unusual. I have an eyelash on me. I have some kind of something on me. What is going on here? There we go. Keep it together, Kerr. Keep it together. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we can do this. All right, so we have this pink in the crease, and now I need to start marinating and thinking about what I want to use to go with it. There's an icy blue shade that's in this palette that is really catching my eye. It looks like it's a shimmer or a glitter. It doesn't look satiny because it looks really chunky. So maybe I can do something with that, which means I have to have something that works between pink and ice blue. I need some kind of grounding shade that goes with it, and I'm not sure what's going to ground ice blue. Maybe something with like a blue base or a purple base on that side of the color wheel, because that would be the opposite side of this peach. So I'm just swirling the brush around, trying to blend this in a little bit, and just make sure that the color is spread out evenly. And put a little bit more on this side, because I do want it to be a little more saturated. In particular, if I'm going to throw on like a darker color, I don't want this to get lost, because you know how that is when you have like a lighter pinky peachy color and then you come in with something that's a lot more dominant. Sometimes that lighter color just gets lost in the mix, and you don't really want to blend it in either because you don't want to muddy it, so then you're kind of stuck with like whatever you laid down, that's what you got. I like this shadow on its own. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine just laying this pink down, putting a shimmer on top, and then just being done with it? You can do that for sure. Okay. I think we've blended okay. I don't want to go too high because sometimes I end up going like a little bit crazy. But I do want to go up a little bit higher. All right. So that's what that looks like. Nice bright pink. And then for the outer corner, we need something that's going to go with that shimmery blue. So hold on, let's grab our flat brush and see if we can lay something down that's a little closer to neutral, I guess. This one right here looks like it might work. Right here. So that is diagonal to the color that we just laid down, and that's called Lounger. So we'll try Lounger. We'll start here. See if it neutralizes the lid. Oh, it does. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we're spreading Lounger all over the lid, and it does go well with that salmon, so far so good. There is definitely kickback in the pan, but it's not anything that's out of control. But it definitely is more powdery than their typical ColourPop formula. So I don't know if they use a different formula for this palette or if some of these shadows on their own are a different formula from their regular mattes. But I wanted to point that out. Okay. So that's a nice neutral over the lid. Still, I'm going to have to figure out something to deepen out this outer corner, but something that goes, oh, hey, look at this. This might be a problem or it might be great, but this color right here is like a blue. It's a very deep blue. It's called Sporty. Let's grab that little brush we had earlier and see if we can use this on the outer corner. You guys, this is either going to go well or it's going to go poorly. All I did was dip the brush a little bit because I don't want to pick up too much product. I'm going to dab this a little on the outside just to see what happens. So on my lid, it looks like it's black. It's not bad, but not what I was going for either. We'll just have to figure it out. So it looks black on the lid. And then we're going to go like this. A little bit here. So it doesn't look blue on my lid, which is okay. We're okay. A little nervous here, a little nervous. We're just gonna pack a little more of that on the outside. And then we're gonna have to figure something else out. This is the point though, right? This is how we play in makeup. This is how we learn what things look like. She said knowing it could be a disaster. I don't think I put as much on this side, so I'm gonna put a little bit more. Just taking it down to the lash line right about there. You know, as I blend it out a little bit, it does look bluer. Okay, maybe we are on the right track. I'm not gonna add any more to my brush, but I am gonna start to pull this color in a little bit and see what happens. Because maybe this is the right color after all. So I'm just trying to fade it out, so to speak, by dragging it closer to the inner part of my lid without adding any more color. Because if it does work, then we can just throw that blue shimmer on top of it, and then the look will have been salvaged. Not that it's bad, I just wasn't necessarily going for like the smoky daytime look. So yeah, as I diffuse it across my lid, it does look more blue. Can you see that? And then it's starting to turn kind of like a gray. So I'm gonna need a little bit more. Just a little. So we have a little more to pull. And then I think I'm gonna grab that other brush also, that fluffy brush that's sitting in front of me, and start to diffuse the top of it a little more as well. I do see some fallout, a small amount, but that's probably because I'm dipping this brush so many times. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just pull this to the center of the lid and not go further, the center. And then there, I'm going to try and figure out about that sparkly blue, because I think we can pull this off, you guys. I think we can do it. Might be a little touch and go there for a minute, but I think we can. Yeah, just to the middle. And when it gets to the middle, it's starting to look a little more like green. What do you think so far? We getting there? Don't panic. Don't panic. Everybody calm down. Everybody. That kind of thing. So I think we have a couple options, you guys. In this palette, aside from that super icy blue that I want to use, it has a friend right here. So we're going to use this one. Sorry. Got really excited. We're going to use that one first to transition from this darker color to about here. And then we'll use the other blue to do the rest of the eye, like on the inner corner. And then that should work okay. I'm just tucking this into the crease a little bit. And then we're going to clean up on the outside afterwards. Yep. Okay, let's do it. We're going to take the same brush and we're doing that first blue, which is called Sun's Out. And that's what it looks like. And we're going over part of this so that we can blend the two shades together. And then we're pulling it in a little bit, not a lot. It's just a transition. This is not the star of the show. Just holding hands between those two colors. And then that way, when we get to that icy blue, it doesn't have such a stark contrast. Because I would like for it to be a little more balanced than that. We can even go a little further back into that deeper blue. Just like that. Yeah, there we go. That has salvaged the look. So that's what we have so far. And now we're going to take a pause for the cause. I'm going to go in with our NYX glitter primer because I want that super sparkly blue to be extra sparkly. And this primer works so well. The trick is though, when you lay it down, it's going to stay wherever you put it. And if you're not careful and you have a shadow that's underneath of it, it's going to lift that shadow up. Because this stuff is super duper tacky. It's designed to hold glitter, so it's very, very sticky. When I use it, I use a synthetic brush and I just kind of press it down in the spots where I want it to go. Because I feel like I have a lot more control than if I'm using my finger. I see a lot of people use their fingers with this product, but for me, I just need to have a little more precision than that. All right, so that's tacky and it's ready to go. If you guys haven't used this primer before, you should grab it. It's very useful, especially with shades where you have trouble getting them to show up, or they always seem to look like, what's a good word? Like they're not saturated enough or they're not concentrated enough, because this primer is just going to pull and hold on to whatever you lay on there. All right, so I'm using that same brush and I'm going in with that bright blue, which is called Rum Season. It's definitely a glitter, so I'm glad I laid that glue down first. And I'm using that same brush. I probably shouldn't have though, because now I made a little mess in my pan. I'll have to clean that up later, but whatever. Oh my gosh, this is really, this is a very chunky glitter. All right, let's go back into Suns Out and see if we can clean this up a little. I'm using a flat brush this time and I'm actually going on top of the glitter with that other blue. That was more of a satin, which I probably should have done this first and then laid the glitter on top, but I just wasn't sure of what the formula would look like in the Rum Season. But we know now, don't we? We have all learned a lesson. I'm just pressing down the brush. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just pressing the color in. Wow. Well then, okay. This is really, really sparkly in person. I don't know how it's coming out on camera, but this is like very sparkly. And I noticed that there's green, a little bit of green in this shade. So definitely giving mermaid. I keep doing these looks where I'm giving mermaid and it wasn't necessarily the goal. That wasn't like part of the strategy, but even though it wasn't the original plan, it's actually turning out okay. Let's clean this up a little bit because like I mentioned before, there is some fallout. I do like the way that this blends in with the pink though. I like that look. So I think we did okay. Not great, but I think we did okay. And putting down that primer was the right idea because this glitter is just glittering everywhere. I do have a fluffy brush, as I mentioned previously. There's nothing on this brush. I'm just going to go up here and blend out this edge because it looks a little bit harsh. I don't mind that the glitter's up there. It just adds to the drama of the look. But I do mind that this line is like just very harsh. So we want this to blend out a little bit better. And then we're going to go in with the rest of our makeup. That's better. See how that softens that edge a little bit? And really, I could put a little more on, she said. We'll go back in with that pink remote color. I just dip my brush in there and we'll just go along this edge. And we'll deposit a little more, but we're going to soften it up some. Just to have a nice, gentle transition instead of it being too harsh. Yeah, that's better. I think I was looking at it because I was like, I don't know about that. It didn't look as refined as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a more refined look. Okay, I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. I will tell you what products I'm going to use when I get back. So give me a minute, okay? Okay guys, we are back. This is the finished look. Let me know what you think. I'm going to tell you everything that I used. So I used the Milani Under Eye Brightener in number 4. It's Nectar. It's the Conceal and Perfect. And the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer in the shade 470. Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow in the shade 450W. This is a perfect match for me. So if we are skin twins, this is what I used. Oops. Oh my gosh, you guys. Girl. Over here dropping stuff. Okay, so next for my, here it is. For my bronzer, I use the NARS in Laguna number 6. So for bronzer powder, I use number 6. For the cream, I use number 4. So if you ever see me use those, that's the different, or no, number 6, number 5. So powder is number 6. Cream is number 5. And then for my setting powder, I use the Ruby Kisses HD Set and Forget powder, which I love. There's a little bit left in here, and I have backups of backups. For my finishing powder, I use the Black Radiance Soft Focus in Golden Almond. You guys have seen this 10,000 times. I've used it a million times. Like, I have used this a ton. Let's see. For my blush, I use the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Blush in the shade 345 Hot Frenzy. So this was my first time using this blush, and it's definitely pigmented. I tapped my brush in this blush, and it showed up like right away. So if you guys get this blush, make sure that you recognize it's pigmented. I'm talking like Juvia's Place, like that kind of pigmented, but it's really nice. I like it. And then for my setting spray, as usual, I use the Milani Peach Make It Last Peach Scented Setting Spray. This is discontinued, but if you do find it at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, or Ross, you should grab it because I love this and it smells like peach rings. For my liners, I use 2 Urban Decay liners. This one is in Demolition, and I use this one in Smog. Demolition's on the top, Smog is on the bottom. For my brows, I use MAC's Spiked Brow Pencil. If I use a brow pencil, chances are it's going to be this one. And yes, today I did fill in my brows. For my mascara, I use the Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Curl. For the lashes that I'm wearing, there's a couple of things that I used here. First of all, the lashes I'm wearing are from Idole. They are the Wispies, the Demi Wispies. These are some of my absolute favorites. These and the mink ones from Idole are my favorites. And then I also use this little tool to help me put my lashes on today just to see what it would be like. I saw another YouTuber using this and I wanted to know, like, does it work? Yes, it works. Yes, there's a learning curve. So what happened was I put my lashes on a little further out than I would want to. So next time I'll be mindful of that and I'll start a little closer in. And then I think they'll be placed exactly where I want them to. But this tool is really nice, and I will show you guys how it works in another video. For my glue, I use 2 different glues. One is from NYX. It is the 2-in-1 Liner and Lash Adhesive, which I lay down first. And I have it in the shade Baddest Black. And then I also use the Duo Quick Set Strip Lash Adhesive in the dark tone. So this is the one that you put it on and you can just put your lashes on right away. You don't have to wait for the glue to get tacky or anything. It sets immediately. I also used for my lips MAC's, what did I use today? The liner I have on my lip is Chestnut from MAC, which is one of my favorite liners. I also have another MAC product, but I did not buy this. This came from my friend Beauty and the Beaker here on YouTube, and it is a Love Me Liquid Lip Color, and the shade that I used this time is 486 Marrakesh Me Later. So let me show you what it looks like. Here is what it looks like. Such a pretty color. Let me take it out so I can show you. This is going to be beautiful for fall. I can see myself reaching for this lipstick like a lot. So prepare to be sick of me. Thank you so much, Beauty and the Beaker. This is gorgeous. And then lastly, I used, of course, Fenty's Fussy. It's the Fussy Gloss Bomb. I know I use it all the time constantly, but you know what? Sometimes it's just good. And I also have here, because I remembered this time, you guys keep reminding me, a fragrance. So this is going to be today's fragrance, and I'm going to read it off to you. This is Valentino Voce Viva. It's an eau de parfum. And the top notes are mandarin orange, bergamot, ginger. Middle is orange blossom, gardenia. Base is vanilla, tonka bean, musk, sandalwood, and oak moss. The main accords are citrus, white floral, vanilla, sweet, powdery, warm, spicy, musky, woody, aromatic, and animalic. I love this perfume. I had to put it back because I kept using it over and over again right when I first bought it. So this is what I'm wearing today, and every time, let's see if I can spray this for you. Every time I wear this perfume, every single time, I get a compliment, like without fail. I normally do about 4 squirts, by the way. 4 is plenty. It's not an overspray necessarily, but I feel like for me, I'd rather have it in my scent bubble than to, you know, share it with all the wide world. The sillage is pretty good and it lasts for a while on me. And it does have a nice, sweet, sexy, girly scent to it. So if you like things that are a little on the sweet side, definitely floral with a little bit of vanilla in the base, then you might like this. This is a very popular scent for a reason, so love it. And then overall, this palette from ColourPop, the You're Golden, let's look at it one more time. This is a ColourPop palette. I don't know what else to say. It is not my favorite palette. I do not think that it performs the way that other palettes do. I'm convinced that there is a different formula in this palette, in terms of the mattes at least. So would I recommend this palette? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you just want to have a single palette in your collection, maybe your collection is small, maybe you only want to have like one big palette that you can reach for and do a couple of colorful looks and a couple of neutrals, then this might be the palette for you. If you're looking for something in terms of a higher quality shadow and something that blends out really easily, like Natasha Denona or Lancome, then this may not be the palette for you. It's going to be subjective, you guys. It's all up to you and how you want to use it and what you like in terms of quality. But I will say this. This probably is not going to stay in my collection because I have so many other palettes that I believe are higher caliber that I can reach for and make the same looks, if not better. So that tells you what I think of it. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just kind of a mid-range palette. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.